Anyway, we got here, got to our unit, get straight in, turn the air conditioning on, power cut. Next minute, power cut. We thought, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
And we went to do our grocery shopping
Oh
first.
yeah, we went to do our grocery shopping at Foodland. Closed. Closes at 12. This is how desperate he is for coffee this morning. He's basically driven into the front door of the shop.
Welcome to our channel. We're Paul and Tan and we're travelling Australia in our troopy. We've finally hit the Eyre Peninsula and share with you some highs and lows of life on the road. And just for the record, we wouldn't have it any other way. Enjoy the video.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the...
Hey everyone, good morning and welcome back. The heat wave here in SA at the moment is insane. We decided to bunker down. We treated ourselves for pretty much the first time in the entire trip to a cabin for a couple of nights, just in a caravan park, just to get out of the heat and just wait for it to pass. It's still really hot. We've had a day yesterday. We went out for brekkie and we just basically chilled out all day. I got some video editing done and yeah, it was a productive day and we feel a lot more cleaner, refreshed and ready to go again. Currently sitting in the car wash in Port Augusta as Paul takes Simba for probably his final bath before we get home. We're heading down into the Eyre Peninsula. We've decided to drag it out a little bit longer because it's so hard. We've decided that we're going to go down and do the Eyre Peninsula again. We did it a couple of years ago on a bit of more of a time limit, so we're gonna do it again. We've got a few things booked because it's a pretty premium travelling time at the moment and there's a lot of people on the road. It is still a long weekend, the last day of the long weekend, but the heat wave is still happening. It's going to cool off over the next few days, just a little bit, so it'll be bearable. Yeah, so at the moment we're just going to wash Simba, then we're going to head down through Whyalla, and I think we are potentially, yeah we are, we're staying at Cowell tonight, catching up with a couple of troopy friends, and yeah, so we'll going to go to Whyalla for coffee after this because you know how coffee is, it's pretty damn important. So we... drama going on the highway. Ooh, looks like an ambulance. I'm behind a truck. Oh my god. Jeez. Driving along minding their own business. So we are about 5 kilometres out of Whyalla. Weather forecast for the day, it's currently 35 degrees. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. So that's going to be a belter, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's been hot. It's been a hot few days.
It has. It's been a scorcher. There we are, just to prove we're here. Sign. So we're on the hunt for a coffee shop because that's kind of priority.
After a quick caffeine stop at Whyalla, we continue south, entering the Eyre Peninsula where we're hoping for a cooler change.
How brilliant is that? This is Cowell. We have been here once before, but this silo art is awesome.
So we just set up to take a photo of this lovely silo art. Get the troopy in the bottom corner of the picture, and there was nobody else here, so we thought we were good to go. And you wouldn't believe it, but this plonker decides to come in and park right in front of it. Like right in front of it. Can't even give you a minute to take a photo before he moves on in. Cheers, bud.
Good morning everyone. We are in Cowell. This is the morning after our heatwave arrival yesterday afternoon. So there was a bit of a story. So we arrived at the caravan park. We booked a unit with air conditioning for the night. We thought, that's it, let's just splash out one more time before we get home, because it was really hot. Anyway, we got here, got to our unit, get straight in, turn the air conditioning on, power cut. Like, really? The unit was actually about 10 degrees hotter than it was outside. So went down to the office. They'd been working on the power to get it fixed, and they said it should be back up really soon. So anyway, it came back on, which was great. Sitting in the air conditioning for an hour or two. No, not even that, an hour. Place starting to cool down a little bit. Next minute, power cut. We thought, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I went back to the office and they had to get it restored, but it wasn't very long. So we thought, oh, while the unit's cooling down, we'll go down to the pub, catch up with a couple of friends.
No, we went to do our grocery shopping.
Oh
first.
Yeah, we went to do our grocery shopping at Foodland. Yeah. Closed. Closes at 12.
We put off doing it in Whyalla so that we could come down to Cowell and support the small town. Midday, Foodland closed.
Closed, no. Anyway, it wasn't desperate. We had stuff, so it wasn't an issue. So then we'd already teed up to catch up with a couple of friends, a couple of troopy friends, Morgan and Nick from Newcastle to Aussie. They're staying here and working here at the moment. We thought we'd catch up with them at the pub, so we'd organised to do that. So we just hoped that when we got back from the pub, which was later after dinner, that the aircon was still working, and it was. And it was freezing. So it was actually really good. It was really good. So this morning we packed up. It's going to be another warm one, but we're heading to a campground tonight, like a low-cost campground. So no air conditioning for us. We're back to normal. But we are going down to the jetty to have a look, because we didn't get to see anything yesterday because it was so hot. So yeah, we'll show you the jetty when we get there. I have to say, I have never actually noticed tractors pulling boats before, but since we've come to South Australia, it's actually a thing. You must have to have, if you're a real boatie, you've got to have a tractor. It's quite different. Anyway, we're heading out to find a big oyster boat, we think, because there's oyster farms out here, so we're looking to see if there's one here. So we're walking out to the big jetty. What's it called? The Port Franklin Jetty. Did you notice the sign?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Cowell.
No, the sign said something about Franklin Jetty. We're walking out here to see if we can spot our friends who are going out on the actual oyster boat today. That's where they're working at the moment. And there's an oyster farm just off around, I believe, around the heads.
Yeah, you can see.
Just over there, like little fences.
You can see all the sticks in the water.
Yeah, so they're working over there at the moment.
Right out there too.
Doing all all things oyster. So this is this area is famous for that. You may have heard of Coffin Bay oysters. Well, I think it's the same organisation that has the oyster farm here as well. So they're working there, but we were hoping to see them go out on the boat this morning, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I think we may have missed them. Yeah, it's pretty funny though, funny story. So there's a couple of travellers that we've been chatting with on Instagram and following their travels, and the vanlife goddess. Hi guys. We've just chatted to them this morning, or actually we just got a message from this morning, and they've walked past our cabin obviously when we weren't there and made a comment about
Spotted the troopy.
Yeah, spotted the troopy, and hope you're enjoying the aircon. And we did, thanks for asking. But yeah, we've asked them where they're heading today, and they're actually heading to exactly the same place that we are, on the campsite next to us. So we will finally get to meet them, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, for the people that you meet, and you know, just through different social media channels and setups, you just get to meet people. It's really cool. So good morning again. We are heading to Point Gibbon to camp tonight, and it's really just a short skip down the road. So we thought we'd go on a bit further ahead, and we are at a little road that goes into a place called Red Banks Beach. We heard that it's quite nice, so we thought we'd come and have a look. It's not too far out of our way. I'm going to have a walk over this way. You can actually drive down onto that beach, but the tide's in right now, so we've decided not to. But I did notice there was some like cliffs over this side, so I thought that might be worth going to have a look at. Dolphins. Oh, how awesome. Oh yeah, right in close. Is that them out there too?
Yeah, right.
That big clump together.
Over the back there.
Yeah, it is.
I thought that was a rock, but it could be, but there's definitely some in here.
Oh, how cool.
No, that's a rock out there.
Oh. Sorry about that, we got sidetracked with some dolphins that were in close, but they've actually swam off around the point now, so, but they were in really close up here. So anyway, for the pano, this is why it's called Red Bank Beach. This is why. How cool is it? How desperate he is for coffee this morning. He's basically driven into the front door of the shop. Do you know what he actually, what does it say? The coffee is on. Yeah. He said to me, let's get amongst it. He's already starting to get a caffeine headache. That's not a good sign.
No.
All right, let's go then. Maybe we can get
I'm in bad shape.
Yeah.
Send help.
Coffee will solve that. All right. Oh, it's the best coffee I've had for a while, that one. Thoughts? Good coffee?
Yep.
Yes. So needed. Paul's not hungry anymore now. He's feeling good. Is your headache gone?
No, not yet.
Oh, it will. It will. We're just going to go and have a look at the foreshore down here. This is Arno Bay. We have been here before, I remember. I don't feel like the cafe was open when we were here last time, but there's a few more people milling about. So just to clarify, we were over in the Eyre Peninsula a couple of years ago.
2 years ago, maybe?
2 years ago in October.
A year and a half.
Yeah, in October. And the weather was decidedly different to this. It was cold and windy and on and off raining. So we picked a nice time to come. Well, that has been a bit hot, but that's okay. But yeah, it's looking a lot brighter and cheerier than when we were here the last time. So it's got a really nice foreshore area here. Kids playground, bouncing pillow, and I think they're pretty decent toilets from what I can remember. There's a caravan park just here. So a lot of these areas seem to have really well kitted out playgrounds that are run by the council. They're not actually in the caravan parks like the one at Cowell where we just were. Really good playgrounds and facilities that are outside of the tourist parks. Anyway, we're just going to have a walk up along the jetty. There's a few jetties around here, eh? See if we can see some creatures, wildlife. Take you along. This definitely looks familiar, doesn't it? This looks like that place, Fowler's Bay, doesn't it? Looks like Fowler's Bay.
Just a bit.
Yeah. It's all kind of a bit similar. Yeah. So Fowler's Bay is a little campsite that we stayed at when we did this trip 2 years ago. It's around the top of the Eyre Peninsula, heading back towards WA. We stayed there for one night. Paul just turned the aircon on full bore just for, I don't know. Oh, actually, what I noticed was there was this bit of sand blown around in the cab here, and he turned the air vents on full bore, and I kid you not, we just got showered with a pile of sand straight through the air conditioner. That must have been from that day on the beach, do you reckon? Yeah, it was. I honestly had a lap full of sand just a minute ago. It was ridiculous. It was spitting and carrying on about it, but I think it's all right now. So that's how much wind we've had lately. And that day on Werrolty Beach where we got peppered was going in through the car as well. So when we get to, we're heading to our campground now. We're going to Point Gibbon. I think we're going to open the car up and just give it a really good clean because there's just sand everywhere, hey. It's just settled on everything, and I noticed the bench tops in the back of the car were all like gritty, and I wiped them down, but every time you pop the tent up, put it back down again, the sand just keeps falling out. So I think it just needs to be cleaned a little bit. So yeah, is that what you think we'll do?
Yeah, I mean, we've been good, hey? Like,
we've been good.
Yeah.
We're always good.
No, but it's very hard to keep a vehicle that you're living in like really clean when you're in there full time.
Yeah.
And I reckon we've done.
Oh, absolutely.
Really well, hey?
Yeah.
So, but when you're on a beach and soft sand is blowing around and strong winds, you're fighting a losing battle, really. Like as soon as you open a door or whatever, and we had the back of it open.
Well, we had to because it was stinking hot. We had
so
to.
You can't. There's just some things you can't help.
No, that's right. So, and you know, we're always really mindful. Like if we're camping on a beach or whatever, we've got a little brush at the back door. We always brush off the sand if it's in excess, you know, on your feet and all that. And you know, the cupboards. I mean, you're living in it, so you know the walkway gets. you get like scuff marks on the cupboards and things like that, but we always wipe them down before we move on and all that sort of thing. And honestly, the car, when we get back home and when we give it a clean out, there'll be sand in all sorts of nooks and crannies, but the actual cabinetry work and everything is like schmicko, isn't it? Like there's nothing gone wrong with any of it. It's been brilliant. So, you know, we absolutely love that part of it. The fact that, you know, yeah, you expect things to get a bit grubby, but it just wipes down and
You keep on top of it.
Yeah.
Pretty well right, but
Did not expect that shower of sand that just came out the vents though. That was
I suppose in fairness, the other day when we left Wirralty, it was, you know,
it was gale force.
It was gale force winds on the beach, so, and we pretty much haven't had a chance to open it up and clean it out since.
Well, we've been luxury camp. We've been
bunkered down in some aircon cabins.
Yeah, we've been cheating.
Yeah.
And you know what? Don't feel bad about that at all. We've had 6 months away, and 4 nights in that 6 months we have cheated, and I think for good reason. The last one was before this bout of weather was when we came off Bruny Island. We were soaking wet and just miserable, so we cheated, and I don't feel bad about that. And we were with some friends, so we'll blame them because we kind of got talked into it as well by them. So anyway, it's on us. So we've arrived at Point Gibbon Campground. How beautiful is this? Tide's out, very tidal. Didn't realise. It's a big sand dune that way, but miles and miles of coast and a whole bunch of campgrounds here. There we are. Nice. So it's $10 a night to stay here. It's pretty organised, and you've all got your own little bays. You're not too close to other people. Be interesting to see what happens with the tide a bit later. I'm sure it will come in at some point, but we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, just had a bit of a clean up inside, try to get rid of some of the sand that had built up in there, and it's going to have some lunch, I think, so I'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks again for watching, and your support through hitting that like and subscribe button is very much appreciated. Stay tuned for more epic content as we continue our adventures in the Troopy. If you're keen to watch some of our other trip episodes, here are some links. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Cheers!